We lit live. This is WPPC Chicago. Yeah. 77.3, your hottest digital station.
Now in digital HD sound.
What's going out there, people in Radio Land? It's the one and only DJ Fred Malone, man. How you guys doing? Chicago, 77.3, the best place to be at. On any day, really, how you guys doing? I'm in Houston right now, just doing my damn thing, chilling, doing, it's getting a little hotter. And I appreciate you guys. Girls are coming out there with bikinis, cowboy boots. I'm all for it, man. With all that being said, I got a hot ass artist or a hot ass band coming your way, man. I really want you guys to really get in tune with them. I really like how everything has came together for them, man, because I really understand when you build something with family, that's a special type of bond that you probably won't get with anybody else. I got the band, man. Go introduce yourself real quick.
Yeah, hey, I'm Michael. We're in a band called TwoFew, and it is a family band. And on the bass is my wife, Danielle. Danielle, why don't you give everyone a shout?
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you.
And then our new drummer, Kyle, is also in on the call today. Kyle?
How we doing, guys?
Kyle, how you doing, man? How you guys doing? How's everybody doing collectively? How you guys doing?
We're doing awesome. Unfortunately, my brother, who's on lead guitar, is tied up today, so it'll just be the three of us. But let's dance, man. Let's have some fun, DJ.
Yes, sir. So I want to kind of go into a time machine real quick and kind of just go on how this even became a thing. So how did this band start?
Okay, so it's an interesting story. So because Kyle is our new drummer, but he was also my old drummer in my last band. So If you rewind maybe 6 or 7 years, Kyle and I had been in a band called Complicate Simple, and that band had been around for about 7-8 years at the time. Okay. And it was kind of in its final legs. And as that band was disbanding, Kyle moved away, but he kind of drummed with us a little bit. And my wife picked up the bass and started playing with me in a new band. And we only had 2 people at the time for the band. So we're like, what do we call the band? And she's like, well, we're 2 few members shy of a 4-piece. And I was like, you just named the band 2Few. Okay. So we started writing tunes and trying to build the new band up. And a couple of years went by, and my brother got interested. We kind of got the licks into him with a few recordings. And he was like, oh, I gotta be in on this. We need a drummer. Cycled through a few drummers. And then Kyle was like, bro, I'm moving back. He had moved away. He's moving back. He's like, let me pick up the open slot. So now we've got the whole band is back together almost, but it's just a new band with it's all family members. A couple of members of Complicate Simple have merged with 2 other members to make a piano rock outfit instead of a guitar rock.
I like this. Now that's dope. I like this. So let me ask you this: sonically, how long do you think that took to find the sound?
Oh gosh, but for a piano, my whole life. Yeah, wow. I mean, I feel like I just found my sound. So
okay, okay, I like that. Do you think now, you kind of looking back at it, did you ever have any like musical background, like were you in choir, band, or anything like that?
I was a piano prodigy as a kid, so it came out of nowhere. But we were at a friend's house. There was a piano there. I started playing it, and I just knew how to play it, and everyone freaked out, and I didn't think it was that special, and it just kind of built from there. So then my parents were like, threw me into lessons. I didn't like lessons. I wanted to play by ear. So I was very against the establishment, if you will. Like I didn't want to learn sheet music. I didn't want to go to choir practices or anything like you said. And then formed a band my first band when I was like 12. So
okay, that's what's up. Danielle, man, how are you musically? How did it come about for you musically?
Oh yeah, so that was a journey for me. So growing up, I played violin. So I learned how to read the music. I was in all the, dance stuff. So I did that into my 20s, had babies, stopped playing altogether. And then watching the guys in Complicate Simple, just on the sidelines, I would, just watch the bass player. And I'm, watching the techniques. And then I started doing my research and then realized that the violin and the bass are the same but opposite, like in notes and strings. So I bought a bass book. I bought a cheap bass and went right into it, transposed it to like what I knew with violin to match with bass. And it kind of just grew from there.
I like that. I think too is what's amazing to me is that music can take you anywhere, bro. Music can take you.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the heartbeat. Without music, life would be pretty dull. I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
Amen to that.
So I really like the collection of it all. When Michael brought it to you, Danielle, how did you felt
hmm
about? How did you feel like? Did was this kind of like okay? I have to see how this goes. I don't know if
So
I.
yeah, yeah, it was really interesting actually because when I picked up the bass, I just told him, I'm gonna start learning the bass, and I don't want you to watch me play. Like I don't want your feedback. You're already a professional musician, right? And intimidated as all get out is me over here, right? And I'm like, no, I'm gonna learn this all by myself, and then I'll bring it to you when I'm ready, right? So like 3 months go by, and then ironically enough, they lost the bass player in Complicate Simple. So I filled in for a couple months, and I ended up recording my first song with Kyle, and the song is actually called Kyle's Corner. So,
Okay.
There's a
and
whole
that was the
story.
first song I ever recorded. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, I didn't want to be in a band to begin with, right?
Yeah.
And then it grew on me, right? Like I didn't know how to play with other people. And so like I had a lot of learning to do, but like since then we've all grown so much. So
I like that. I love to hear that, man. Kyle, man, I know, man. You guys and Michael have history, man. So, how did it feel, man, when you guys all came together and now you're here?
Oh, it was great. It was a good humbling experience that they asked me to come on, and it was good to be able to kind of learn their material the last month and a half. We just played a show out in LA a few weeks back. That was the first show. We had about a month and a half to prep for it, so it was a lot of fun. It's just natural chemistry was I mean, by far, it was just evident right from our first practice. So it's just been great, just blessing, and just humbled to be a part of it.
Always a drummer, always a band and everything, or how did the music scene go for you?
Oh, well, I've always had an interest in the music back when I was young. At the earlier ages, I kind of was given the option of either sports or music. I went the social route with sports. Then shortly after high school, I started drumming
Okay.
on my own dime, probably around 2005, 2006, and it just kind of took off. I played with a few bands out in the Northeast. Ended up relocating here where I met Michael. Complicate Simple, took off. I had to do a hiatus back to the Northeast for a couple years,
Okay.
but now I'm back, and it's good things ahead.
Hey, I love that, man. I love that. Now, the other member's not here right now. Can you kind of briefly tell me about Michael, if you can, kind of just how he comes into the fold and everything?
Yeah, absolutely. So David and I were roommates growing up, but we had a big family. So 6 kids, bunch of boys, 5 boys, right?
Okay.
So all the boys were bunking up in different bedrooms growing up to make ends meet. We had nothing to do and we were poor. So one day we
Hey,
figured out how to play guitar, and you could buy a guitar for like $50 back then, right? And
yeah,
you sit
yeah.
there and play guitar all damn day. And once my parents had enough money, they got me a piano to start practicing on. So we were jamming from a very young age. I've been in, that evolved into probably 3 or 4 different regional acts that I've been in
Okay.
with my brother. We toured extensively back in the day in a band called the Ionics. We also played the Whiskey A Go Go with that band as well. And I think at one point we were probably doing 100 to 300 shows a year
Okay.
in the Ionics. So I have a lot of history with David, 3 or 4 bands. And then when Complicate Simple broke up, and as Kyle mentioned, he went back on a hiatus to the Northeast, Danielle and I started creating material, and we met up with a producer named Chris Lowry, who is our current producer. He's awesome. We started working on it, and I thought, man, if I can make something good enough to give my brother the itch again,
Yeah.
because he was like, I'm done with the big stages, man. You go do your music thing, bro. And I was like, maybe, but just stick something in his ear that tickles his brain. So we had a terrible guitarist at first. I'm not going to drop any names, but he was not a fit for the band,
I get that.
amongst other issues, and couldn't stay sober enough to even practice. And so I sent my brother a cut of it, and he's like, who's destroying this thing on guitar? He's like, all right, fine, I'm in. You know?
Because if somebody's going to destroy my brother's stuff, it's going to be me destroying my brother's stuff.
He's like, let me play the guitar for you, bro.
That's real. That's real, man. Now let me ask you guys this, and you guys, whoever can go up. How do you feel like the sound has evolved from the very first time you guys started to now?
Danny, you want to take this one?
Yes, I was like, oh my God, it's night and day. It is literally like, you know, I mean, I think the lyrics and the emotion behind the songs have stayed steady throughout, but the musical aspect of it all has evolved so much. I mean, our first song was On the Run. Our second one was Dreamin'. The next one was Fighting For. And even when we play those songs, they sound completely different than what we recorded. I just feel like every musician in our group has grown, and we've grown together to experiment and, you know, find new fills, find new places, find new spots to like create different aspects of their instrument. So it's been actually pretty great, the evolution of it all. And even from our first record to our second to our third we're working on, and we started our fourth this past weekend, sometimes it gets a little heavier, sometimes it gets a little more raw, but like the music is like growing like effortlessly.
I like that. Michael, how do you feel?
I think she put it perfectly. And it's funny, I was out for St. Patty's Day yesterday, and I was talking to my producer on the phone because we're in the studio cutting record 3 right now. Okay. And I was going over a spreadsheet on my laptop with him while I was having a beer. And I was like, you know what? We have a song called Runaway Cowgirl, which is really nitty gritty and like deep core blues. And I'm like, we're pushing this bad boy to record 4 because we just wrote 2 other ones that fit the vein of it. Yeah. And it doesn't fit on record 3. And he's like, that's a genius idea. So like now record 4, since Kyle is in the band, it's just all literally like writing itself. It's like something I've never experienced in music where you sit down, you throw a cell phone on just so you don't kill the unicorn, right? Capture the track real quick. And then you put that into, you know, arrangements and production. But yeah, it's been a crazy journey, and never before with the complexity of, you know, instrumentations like guitar arrangements over very, very complex piano arrangements that are 9 and 10 key arrangements with underlying, you know, 32 note bass arrangements and stuff like that are walking around. And then obviously what Kyle is doing on the drums, which is just incredible. Yeah. It's just crazy how these songs are actually writing themselves now. And I couldn't be more stoked, I guess, for lack of a better word, you know?
Let me ask you guys this. Do you think, and it sounds like this is the way that it sounds like the process has become a lot more, not even just easier, but just seamless, that how you layer everything from the percussions to the boards to how it sounds. How do you guys particularly say, hey, I like this particular sound, we should go with this, or is this a collective field of everybody?
Really what happens, to be quite honest, is just one of us starts jamming a tune, a groove, right? Yeah. Like, for example, last weekend in the studio, I was outside smoking a cigarette, drinking a beer, and my brother David's in there. And it's a big studio. It's a room in a room with the big thick doors, but I could kind of hear this little, ditty coming out the door from it. And I was like, what the hell is he jamming on in there, So I went in there and I was like, dude, just keep jamming that. And he was just screwing around. I was like, that is great. And we ended up turning that into one of the new songs on record 4. We did it with another idea we had in the studio that same day. And that was how all the songs on record 4 are actually being birthed. Wow. Previously, we would sit and just write them together. But now it just seems like they're kind of being born, just right there.
I like that. Man. So I want to dive in because there was a legendary night that you guys had not too long ago. I want to kind of dive in on this. And when you guys performed, I really like this song. There's another song I'm going to tell you guys I really like, but they're all little things, man. And from the Whiskey Go-Go. So let's talk about this. How did that make you guys feel? Because I'm watching it back and I'm like, it seems like you guys are in the pocket. So what is your perspective on it?
So there's a pretty cool story about this. So, I mean, getting to and from the whiskey is getting into the whiskey is no easy task, nor is getting to the whiskey an easy task, because in West Hollywood. So we're there. We're in the green room, which they call the crow's nest, which is up a couple floors in the club. You know, it's all only the bands can go up there, that type of area. And we're all prepped for the shotgun. We all got our in-ears in, and we're prepping and we're checking all our instruments before we go on stage. And my wife goes to test her input jack on her bass. And Danny, I will let you carry this one from here.
And the nut fell off the jack port, and it fell inside my bass guitar. And I stood there with my hands on my head, going, "I have no bass."
Yeah, 5 minutes before stage time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so we have our friends. We have our friends running up and down the stairs, trying to find a tiny screwdriver to help put the jack back through, so I can put the stupid nut back on, so I can even play my bass. Okay. So David, luckily, at the last minute, he said, "Oh, I had a tool. I didn't think I brought it. I thought I left it, but he accidentally, or unintentionally put it in his bag. But whatever, he had the tool. And he fixed it 30 seconds before we were getting on stage. And so I was like, Michael's walking around seeing if we can borrow a bass, because we only took one car, so we couldn't bring our spares. And he's got everyone from Strawberry Alarm Clock to Putty Rocks to all the other bands, like seeing if they have basses that I can borrow.
I'm basses for the stage
So we get on there, right? And so Dave fixes it literally 30 seconds before we're on stage. And I'm like, "Oh my God, Dave, I flipping love you. You're amazing. And I've learned my lesson. Loctite all my screws on here. Do some bass maintenance. Bring my spare. But all the little things, right? Little things like that. To me, for me, that's what it is, right? The little things that make our life go around and continue on.
Yeah, all the little things is a great tune. I mean, like when I wrote the song, I wrote it about Danielle, and it was a song that I'd written kind of for our anniversary. That's why it goes, "It's all the little things pulling my heart's strings," That's just a love song in a sense. Like, yeah, what are the little things that your partner does for you that you love, and that life is, things can happen in a blink of an eye, right? Like, not they're going to be here tomorrow, so hug who you love today, kind of thing.
I like that, and you know what? I think it kind of fits what all little things what happened that night, because it was destined. Yeah. It was destined for it to happen. You get what I'm saying? All the little things that came about
for sure.
to that point. I love the simplicity of it.
What was interesting too was like word spread through the whole club, and this club was sold out because Strawberry Alarm Clock super band, and we were one of the direct support for them. Anyways, they came onto stage and they brought a whole bunch of bass guitars out, and they checked to make sure Danny was going to be able to play, and they gave her a big hug, and they're like, "We brought down our favorite bassist." She's like, "I got it working." They're like, "Well, what's that? I'm here." And they were just super cool about the whole situation and genuinely concerned, and hats off to those guys, man. Great gentlemen, great band, super nice, and hats off to the whiskey for their hospitality there for us that night too. So
man, I love hearing that for you guys, man. For something like that, that warms my heart, because dedication, time, and effort puts so much into getting to that point, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work, and then you're going, "Wait, we did all this and we can't get on stage."
But
I'm devastating with that be.
It was destined, man. I'm gonna tell you what song I really like, and Mike, I think we kind of talk about this off air, but that Room 112 joint, that's my joint right there. That's my joint. So
there's a story about that song too. I got a good story about that song.
Talk to me about it, man. Talk to me about it.
Yeah. So that song actually goes way, way back to when my brother and I's first band. Okay. So at the Ionics, or not our first band, but like our first band that was like doing something. We were touring extensively, and it was a blues rock band. Okay. And we had a song. I was playing guitar in this band. I don't play guitar in this current band, but I was playing guitar in that band. And my brother and I would just wail on it. It was always our closer. And we wrote it because it was a song about a guy who meets a girl at a bar and then takes her to a hotel for the night, right?
Yeah.
And so we'd always close on it. And then 30 years later, we're like, we need a closer in this new, totally different band that still has a blues rock influence for sure. And he's like, you got to revive Room 112. So we revived Room 102, and it went over pretty damn well at Whiskey.
Yeah, I like that. I really do.
Thank
I want
you.
to go with Kyle real quick and then ask him a perspective question and everything. Kyle, let me ask you this. Since becoming into the group, what have you learned? And I'm gonna ask this from everybody else, but I'm gonna start with Kyle. Kyle, what do you think that you have taken from Michael or the rest of your bandmates that you think you learned from?
Well, one of the biggest things I would have to say is simply was trying to piggyback off, the prior drummer coming in with a month and a half, of practice, trying to learn a few of their old tunes and then establish your own groove into their new tunes that we played. It just really a good experience. It was, I was trying to pay homage to what, their prior drummer did, as well as put my own vocabulary into it,
I
which
like that.
I feel I've done pretty well. Everything sounded great. As far as I can see, it's gotten great praise. So, and now I have the ability to keep my vocabulary into all their newer stuff, which I'm excited for. It's going to keep me nice, interested, and driven.
I like that, man. And what looking at it now, what are some of the things you took from your bandmates?
Oh man, I mean, they just had the experience playing the go-go a few times. It's that was an intimidating place to step on. First show playing with them, it was something else.
In fact, Kyle, I remember I told him, I'm like, I'm going to throw you to the wolves, bro. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, we're playing Whiskey and Go-Go for your first
Yeah,
show.
it's intimidating little stage to start your your journey on. So I'm glad it
I
seemed to
love
be a
it.
success. Everyone loved it, and good things.
Michael, how do you feel? How you feel, man? Like when you look back at it and everything, what's something you took away from the band that you learned that is like, you know what, that's pretty cool. I like that.
I just think it's just that the immeasurable growth and finally actually being able to truly appreciate and enjoy the cohesiveness of the Fab Four we have now, right? We had some growing pains as we were evolving as a band with our early drummers. We were out in Nashville recording a lot, and some people got a little bit too balloons in their heads, and we had to kind of make some structural changes in the band to keep everybody in sync. And then the next drummer had an availability issue. So being able to look back on those growing pains and be back drumming with my best buddy and who's basically family to me, and just seeing the cohesiveness that the band is now, and just that measurable growth that we have had is stunning to me, and it really makes me hungry for more. What's my appetite for more?
I like that. Miss Danielle, how do you when you look at it, how you feel?
Okay, so I do have to say, I think the most, or the one thing I appreciate the most about our growth and where we're at is that our timing, no matter what it is, if it's a jam session or if it's just we're relearning a new song, our timing is like phenomenal. And that's like one issue we've never had with the band. And I think that all falls back on like the members of the band, right? I mean, Michael's my husband, David's my brother-in-law. Like we get each other on certain different mental levels, right? And Kyle's been engrossed in our family for like over 10 years. Okay. So like he gets us, he knows us and understands us. So I think like the cohesiveness of all of us together have like made such a perfect like musical bond, right? Yeah. Where we're just all in sync, and I appreciate that so much. And that's like effortless to us, which is great.
So let me. Oh, go ahead, Michael.
I was just saying that's a great way to describe it, Danny. It's effortless, and that's I feel like great music should feel effortless to make. If you look at all the greats on stage, and it's basically effortless to them. So it looks effortless. So, and that's a very good way to describe that.
I like this, man. I like this. So now let me ask you guys this. Oh, did we do a live cut whenever you guys were at the Go-Go, like you guys were recording and everything?
Just the videos. We dropped all the videos, and that's the whole show. It was just a 6-set show or 6-song set. I'm sorry, because we were opening for Strawberry. Okay. But also our whole record's streaming. Our first and second records are streaming everywhere right now.
Okay. So let me ask you this: from we're on the third record, correct?
Yeah, we're working on the third record currently, and we're writing the fourth record. We're recording the third record, writing the fourth.
Okay. So let me ask you guys this: what can we expect from the third record? What can we expect from
Yeah, the third record is going to take you on a nice long new walk. There's some harder tunes in there. There's just more eclecticness. There's more vocal growth. There's wilder piano riffs. There's a lot of Hammond. We kind of fell in love with the Hammond organs we have at the studio, and my brother's actually turned out to be quite a Hammond player.
Okay.
So he's like, for when we go on bigger tours, he's going to actually have them pull a Hammond and he'll go guitar to Hammond. But, so you'll see a lot of growth, some new instruments, some better vocals, just some improvements and band growth all around. That should be fun for our listeners.
Are we in the studio? What are some things that mixing wise are kind of different now versus to maybe when you guys first started?
When we first started, we really needed to find our sound, and so we went to Nashville to do it. A very well-known studio. I can't name drop due to the association with the studio. We'll just say there's a country superstar that owns that studio that we're friends with.
Yeah.
So they kind of took us under their wing there. We brought our producer out there, and I told him, I'm like, look, study this. Let's find out how we can get this big box Nashville sound back in Phoenix without having to be in a plane for 4 hours, and spend $20,000, right? So we went there a couple of times. We learned that, and we kind of started identifying our sound there in the first record, and then it's just a matter of just sequencing it, right? Practicing it, doing it over and over again, refining it. Now when we're in the studio, it's just all smiles. It's just like, that's sick. You're just you're pushing levels up and down, and you're messing with takes, or I don't know which take was better. So it's fun. I think we're at that point where the growth is just going to be continuous, and now you just have really, really good stuff to work with instead of before where you're trying to get the good stuff to work with.
That's what's up, bro. Like, you guys are killing it, man. I like this, man. I like this. So, any performances coming up? What we got in the works right now?
Yeah, we're in talks. So when we were at Whiskey, it's funny. We met a bass player, a really good guy named Andy Hewitt. Shout out to Andy. Andy's a very, very well-known, accomplished bass player. He's actually on tour in Japan right now. He's in a number of different bands. That night, he was playing bass with a band called Petty Rocks. Also, shout out to them. Excellent band, probably the best Petty cover band in the country at the moment. So he came to me after the show, and he was like, we love your band. You guys are fantastic. He's got a tour with a super group called London. It's called London, an American band. They've been around since the 60s. So we have some tentative scheduling coming up with them, including Rhythm Room on August 29th. I think Rhythm Room again October 9th and 10th. And prospectively, with them that are on the horizon. We're going to be in Quartzsite, Arizona for a Halloween show that's Back to the Future theme. There's a couple of smaller shows we're playing in and around the valley, and then we're booking out the rest of the slots in our tour as we speak, so there'll be more dates being added. We are coming back to the Whiskey for a really big show in September. We are under contract for that. I just cannot divulge the details yet because it's super zip-lipped, but we will be one of the main bands on that ballot. So, that's going to be just.
I'm really happy for this, man. That Whiskey joint that's a big thing, man. So I'm happy that you're in the circuit for that and everything. So
it's a tough circuit to get into. And once you get in there, man, enjoy that circuit because you're playing the A-list clubs, baby.
and when the A-list club, A-list money comes in.
Yes, you got it from your lips to God's ears, sir.
So it's gonna happen, man. It's already happening. It's already happening, man.
Yep.
I'm gonna ask all three of you guys this: what has been your favorite song so far that has been made?
Kyle, your turn.
Oh well, unfortunately, I didn't take the writing credit for it, but I'll say "The Stars Burn Out" is probably my favorite. I enjoy playing it. I bring a little bit of a different energy to the recorded version that I don't know. It just hits home. I love it.
How about you, Danny?
We Were Loud. We Were Loud is my favorite. It talks about just your emotions and turning it into noise. So I kind of compare it to our band where we just flood our emotion into what we're doing and we were loud. Like the bass is great in that, the drums are great in that, the guitar is great in that. Everything is great in that song.
And I'm going to just be cliche here. all the little things, and I've already explained all the little things I love about all the little things. So,
Yes, yes, yeah, all the little things.
yeah, it's
Danny,
all the little things. Yeah, good song, catchy.
Danny, let me ask you this: as the female of the group, um, how is your fashion statement compared to the guys?
My fashion statement?
Yeah.
None. I mean, I'm kind of, I wear all black normally. We don't really, we just do our own thing, you know?
I usually kind of.
I do the girly thing, right? I put purple. I dye my hair purple because I like the color purple. I do make a little quirkiness about myself, but I'm also the bass player too. Like I'm not there to stand out. Like that's not my goal. So, yeah. I'm just there for jamming and making people happy, and I love it. So I don't really worry about the fashion. Every now and then it is what it is. I'll wear my Adidas and blue jean shorts on the stage. I don't care. You know, it's all about that. Being comfortable.
I like that. Yeah. I like what you said is that you understand the assignment. And I think that's when everybody comes collectively in a group, everybody understands the assignment.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do some flavor on, my style a little bit, put my hair in a ponytail. Like that's my craziness, right? Maybe putting on makeup. That's me being crazy is I put on makeup and dyed my hair a little bit. So that's about it.
What do you guys like? Let me ask you guys this: when you're not jamming out, what do you guys like to do? What do you guys like to do on your off time?
Danny and I love to go camping and off-roading. So we've got the band's kind of like an off-roading influencer on Facebook as well. But yeah, we both got some decked out trucks that we spent years modding that we love the shit out of, and got like the rooftop tents going on with them. And we like to go out to the middle of freaking nowhere and play board games at night. And some of our friends are like, y'all crazy. You're telling me you drive that shit 2 hours to the middle of nowhere, off road to Kansas, set up the whole camp and play Scrabble till 1 a.m. I'm like, yep, that's true.
Hey, that's all. That's simple. It's
throw a brisket on the fire, pop a couple cold ones.
I ain't mad at that. Yeah, not mad at that.
To me, that's heaven. I think Danny can concur on that one. To us, at least, that's heaven. So
yeah.
Yeah, just getting away from the internet for a minute is the best thing. And I think that's what makes it nice and relaxing, No work, no internet.
Well, I think internet is just, it's consumed us so much. And not just in ways that, of course you have Instagram, all this, but just, sometimes if I'm not home, I can't even get on like simple things to use my phone on, or to use simple things like PlayStation. For like, I remember PlayStation when you didn't have to have a subscription or something to where you could just pop in the game and just play. So it's
I remember those days as well, and sometimes the old analog-ish games were better anyway. So
exactly, man. Kyle, man, what you got going on, man? What you do to wind down, my guy?
Oh, geez. I'm not shoveling 3 feet of snow out in the Northeast anymore. I hit the golf course as much as I can out here in the desert.
Okay. I'm not mad at that, man. I'm not mad at that. Where can the people find you good people at, man? Of course, the band, but what's the band's info, and then you guys individuals information?
They can pull us all up online at TwoFewMusic.com, TWO fewmusic.com. I don't think anyone has individual pages, but they'll find everything about the band there. So again, that's TwoFewMusic.com.
Love that you have a website. People think having an Instagram and a link in bio is something cool.
Yeah,
but it is. It's not.
If you're serious, you got to put something up online. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
You guys coming to Chicago or Houston anytime soon?
We're in talks. It was funny. We had somebody hit us up about another show in Houston recently, but nothing that's on the slate yet. But we will keep everybody posted once it does happen.
Need a good deep dish, man.
Yeah.
Hey, come on through, man. We go to Giordano's, we go to Uno's, whichever one you guys want.
Oh yeah, I'm down.
So I really, once again, I really want to say I appreciate all of you guys for coming and talking with me, and I really enjoy Because I have a very alternative mind. I'm very collective with my sounds and everything. And I really like your guys' sound and music. I like how everything is drawn out. And I think once you guys really get into that whiskey circuit, really, really heavy, the sky's the limit with you guys. I can see your music being on soundtracks. I can even see it being played on elevators and stuff like that. And you guys have talent, man. So
thank you very much, man. That means the world to us, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
And don't be a stranger, you guys. Don't be a
Yeah,
stranger.
no. We'll come back on the show again soon, DJ Malone.
Yes, sir. Before you go, I know we have 3 people, but usually how we end the show, I would ask the people to make a shout out to me. So, but we have 3 people here. You can host, or you can get somebody to do a spokesman and say, "Hey, my name is such and such, and I'm rocking with DJ Malone."
My name is Michael Lazar. I'm with TwoFew, and we are rocking with the one and the only DJ Malone.
And I concur.
And Kyle concurs.
Can I say ditto? Never rocking with you. Thank you.
I like that, man. Make sure you guys get in tune with everything, man, and lock in with them. Michael, give them the website one more time.
TwoFewMusic.com, people. Check it out.
Check it out, man. It's the one and only DJ Malone, man. Make sure you guys lock in with everything that they got coming up, man. And let's jam out very well, man. It's the one and only DJ Malone, Chicago 77.3. We out. Wow.
We lit live. This